Hello, everybody. I am James from eDirectory. I'm the CEO here. And with us today, we have Emerson and Gabriel from our marketing department. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we have a great webinar about some paid media strategies, advertising. I hope it'll be interesting for you. First, before we get started, I just wanted to let everybody know that we will post a recording of the webinar to our blog within 24 hours. So if you want to get some information from the webinar later, you can go and watch the recording later. It should be up there sometime tomorrow, usually before lunch. So that's available. And then the other thing is, if you have any questions during the webinar, just post them into the chat and we will stop periodically and pick up questions and answer them as we go. And also at the end of the webinar, we'll have availability for questions on this topic or any others that you want to ask. So don't hesitate to ask questions, just drop them in the chat and we'll stop and pick them up as we go. Okay, and I guess before we get started, for anybody new here, I just wanted to give a quick background on the eDirectory platform. What it is, it's the platform that we sell. It allows you to build listing style websites and mobile apps. So it's used for all sorts of different things. A lot of them are local guides, niche industry directories, B2B directories, all sorts of things that you can possibly imagine. A lot of them are niche directories of certain types of listings. It fits for all sorts of different industries. The platform is highly customizable. You can create listings that have different fields in them and photos, videos, etc. Any type of listing you can create. Also, the platform has deals, events, classifieds built in as well. You can turn those modules on or off. It's a widget-based application, and so you can drag and drop without coding if you want. We also have integrated apps for native iPhone and Google Android. So you can submit those to your own store account. The layout is all customizable. And finally, we have a source code version available if you do want to get the source code and develop off it based on your own. There's also an API if you don't want to edit the actual source code and just edit the API, but the source code is there as well. So if you have any questions about the platform, want to see a demo or anything like that, just reach out to us. Our account management team will reach out to you and do a private demo and understand your needs and help you get there. Okay, well, great. At this point, I will turn it over to Emerson and Gabriel on the media strategies.
Hi, James. I'm sorry, I was on mute. I would like you to know from you, what do you think about the eDirectory's built-in SEO features? We've been developing this for over 20 years and SEO changes constantly, but eDirectory keeps up to date with the most recent change from Google. I would like you to explain us a little bit about it.
Sure. Yeah, this part is actually a really important part of eDirectory. We spent a lot of time building out the SEO features so that the directory sites rank very well. A lot of it is there, there's all sort of the standard stuff with search engine verification, sitemap, etc. But in addition, within it, we've put in a bunch of the special Google tags for the different data fields. We've tried to optimize the site load speed, all sorts of different things we've done in there for SEO to try to get you great organic traffic for the site. It's certainly very important. And over time, it'll probably be the base of your traffic for your site. The paid traffic, often people use it as complementary or to sort of jumpstart it, a little gasoline to get things going at the beginning when they're launching to show some traffic numbers and that sort of thing. So.
Okay, great. So that's the main importance, because eDirectory ranks well organically, but sometimes that's not enough, independent on which stage of project you are. If you are on the right beginning or if you want to add additional services to your premium sponsor. So you can always rely on paid traffic as a way to boost traffic and boost results as well. Okay, thanks. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the main types of paid media. I mean, places where you can buy ads and increase exposure of your brand, your project. So search engine ads, also known as search engine marketing or SEM. This strategy serves text and image ads to users searching on platforms like Google and Bing, among other browsers. Other search engines, because we have a few like Brave, DuckDuckGo, etc., and most of them are providing this type of service. The most important tip on this channel is to try to A/B testing your ad copy and stick with whichever gets the highest click-through rate. And also, grouping keywords into separate ad groups may also improve the campaign's performance. So there are a few quick tips for people running ads here, especially Google AdWords or Microsoft advertisement, also known as Bing ads. It's pretty simple. You type in your copy and see whatever performs best. So if you have at least 2 or 3 different types of copies to each ad group, it's the best strategy to go with search engine marketing. For social media ads, it's a strategy that allows brands to target social media users on the platform they are using right now. So with ads based on their interests and location also. This type of ads reach other social media users who may not have yet heard of your company. So it's good to make brand awareness, for example. And what works best here is posting and promoting content to push our message to the right audience. So the main difference between search engine marketing and social media marketing is this. One, you have to stick to a copy, so a shorter message, which is more, how can I say, more generic. And the other one can be very tailored with more granularity to each type of segment that you want to target on social media. And talking about social media, we have the influencers, which is a great way to do paid advertisement. So influencers are people with large social followings, and it's great to strategically promote your project in a more personal manner. Influencing marketing can take the shape of sponsored Instagram posts, guest blogs. So if you have a directory, you have your blog section, so you can use that for guest blogging as well. You can use this as a Twitter shoutouts, for example, or even YouTube mentions if you have a YouTube channel and promote videos of your sponsors, of your project, of your site, whatever your project is related to. And a good tip here is to avoid the wannabe influencers, because we have a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people, Twitch cam, this type of people that they want to make money on this universe, but they don't have enough followers, or they are not reliable enough yet. So try to avoid these people so you don't seek your brand with the wrong people on this very important moment. And you can place ads on other websites through Google Display Network and other sites that sells advertisements such as Buy Sell Ads, AdRow, among other similar publishers. For Google AdWords, especially for the Google Display Network, they have a predefined list of interests and top categories. So you can just pick all those you want to target, and your graphic ad will be displayed on another websites, etc. So it's a great way to promote brand awareness and bring more traffic to your websites. So now I'm going to switch over to Gabriel. He's going to talk about some steps for a great strategy on paid media. Gabriel.
Okay. So good day, everybody. I'm just going to talk about these 5 steps to start and to have success in your paid media strategies. So let's get started with the discover. So the discovery part in paid media marketing is an essential strategy for businesses looking to expand the reach of their audience. When it comes to paid marketing, Google AdWords is often the go-to platform business owners turn to because it's a very powerful tool and everybody wants to be on Google. So for the starts, that could be your primary tool to invest in paid media marketing. The first step is to determine which keywords are the most relevant to your business. Google AdWords, it has an internal tool called the Keyword Planner. You can also find keyword planners from other sites online, but Google AdWords offers this for free. It is a great tool to help you find keywords related to your product or service. You can also use the Google search, the regular Google search bar to identify what people are looking for within your industry. And with those questions that people are asking about your niche, you can have some good insights of what you can make as an offer to solve these people's issues or problems. Once you have the keywords in place, you can begin to create and optimize text and image ads inside Google AdWords, for example. And then you can make changes to your campaigns, let them run for 1 week or maybe 2 weeks before you make any changes, so you have the time to actually check if your ad copy or the text or images are doing good or not, and then you can change it, and then you wait, and then you can measure again. In addition to Google Ads, as Emerson just mentioned, we have Bing Ads, which are owned by Microsoft, of course. We have Facebook ads, and as well, we have display specialized tools such as Criteo and AdRow. They are also effective platforms for paid media marketing, and utilizing all these strategies, you can try to get the most out of your budget. The next step would be the offer. So the paid media campaigns are advertising efforts that involve paying for ad placements on various platforms. In order to effectively reach the target audience, advertisers need to make a compelling offer of their ads. That can be done by understanding the problems that the target audience is facing and creating offers that directly address those pain points. So that is a tailored offer that your product or service should resolve, let's say, a problem for your audience. It is important to ensure, though, the strong alignment between the keywords that you are using in your ads, your ad copy, and the landing page as well. So the keywords you are using to attract these visitors and users to your ad, they must be seen in the ad text and also in the landing page as well. So to ensure that the ad is relevant to the target audience and that they are directed to a relevant landing page. This is one of the thousands of ways that Google kind of determines the quality of your ad. So you have to match the keywords, the ad copy, and the landing page experience. So then your ad will probably be placed up on the search engine page, and thus you'll get more visible to your audience. And the offer, you should tailor the offer to the target audience, as I mentioned. And you should strive to create an experience that is both valuable and enjoyable for the visitors. So the whole experience must be good. That is the way that Google Ads will understand that your ad is relevant, and you start to show it more and more and more as people search for your keywords. And also, you can do some A/B testing, which is a useful tool for advertisers to determine what types of offers and landing pages are most effective. Some basic tests might include comparing, let's say, an offer of a free trial in one ad against a content piece in another ad. Testing different offers on different platforms, such as mixing Google with Facebook. So you can compare the results, sending traffic to a homepage versus a dedicated landing page for an offer. So these are tests you can make. Let's say you save a little of your budget to test A. Let's say you're offering a free trial of your online directory, or on the other ad, you can make, for example, you send a piece of content or an ebook or a video or a guide, and then you can try to see which one of these offers get the best result, and then you can start applying a little changes at a time and try to measure and apply the results. So it's important to remember that there's no definitive answer to what works best. It is essential to continually experiment and test different approaches to determine what resonates most with the target audience. But however, by focusing on creating a strong match among, as I said, the keywords, the ad copy, and the landing page, and a good offer is the base recipe for a success in paid campaigns. The spend part, initially experiment a lot by spending small amounts on many different types of offers and platforms. So once again, once you're in the beginning of your project, you're going to have to spend a little to try to understand what your audience wants, and then you can tailor your offer around that. So create a list of all places that you will advertise, divide your budget, keeping in mind that impressions that you gain and the clicks, and most of all, the conversions, because the Google Ads conversion is the key metric to see if you're having impressions and clicks and conversions. That means that your visitors are interacting with your website using a form, let's say, so they're giving you a name and an email address in exchange for some information, okay? And then you have the measure step. So this step requires a one-time setup of an online report tool like Google Analytics or a spreadsheet to easily track the performance of all campaigns. So you can create a report inside Google Analytics, and this report should give you an overview of which campaigns are generating the most returns and which sources are getting the most clicks and conversions. So with Google Analytics, you have a clear vision of your entire website, entire online directory, and what pages are people visiting, how much time they spend there, where are they leaving your website, where are they clicking. So it's a must-have tool, so you can manage your website traffic based on data. And the last step would be the optimization. So after you have set up your campaigns and you made really good ads and landing page experience, you have to set up tracking, and the real work begins, because once you get to optimize, it's a never-ending task, because you have to always be checking your ads and see if you can improve, for example, the click-through rate, or maybe you can increase your ad quality, or you can start experiment with new keywords, and it's always testing, reading the results and optimizing. So it's a cycle that you have in mind. And once you get into these, let's say, loop, you already know how much you're going to invest or spend in an ad campaign. And then once again, you have to keep looking for keywords, trim out those that you don't want to use anymore or are not bringing any results, optimize your ads, and keep testing and keep testing, okay? Heading back to Emerson again.
Okay, thanks. So now specific for online directories, what should we do to get paid traffic? We see two suggested paths, which is driving traffic to the categories pages and to the premium advertisers. I mean, if you offer paid traffic as an additional service included on your premium subscriptions, so these two are two ways to go. So you can create campaigns to target like people looking for a category plus a location. For example, hotels in Miami, plumbers in Manhattan, etc. So it's a good idea to target these, because it's easy to do a keyword research and set up campaigns for that, and specifically because the categories are one of the most important pages you have available on your site. So, and the same idea applies if you want to buy traffic for a premium listing, for example. You know the category and you know the location. This way you can build a highly targeted campaign to attract more traffic above that will be displayed above the organic results. So it's a good strategy. And you can use the results page to create the exact URL you want to use as a target for your campaign. So for example, go to our website, type in the category, and the location. So you have the results page. You can even filter a little bit more like for the most reviewed. So you have a specific URL you can use on your campaigns specific for search engine marketing, Google AdWords and Bing. This way you can create highly segmented campaigns for your projects. These are the main advice we have for you looking to build, to buy traffic for your website and boost your traffic results. Well, that's what I have for today. James, any other comments?
Yeah, just to make that clear, what Emerson was talking about, adding SEM to the premium packages. What he's talking about is when you sell like a top level advertiser, you say, hey, you're going to get a listing, plus we're going to buy ads and send traffic into this listing. And that strategy actually works pretty well because the individual advertiser gets a lot more traffic there, and often leads come in through the website, and also it raises the traffic to the entire website. In terms of just and one other comment I just wanted to add here is if you haven't bought paid ads before, have no experience in this at all, the Google system is really probably a good place to start. It's a pretty complicated system. There's a whole lot of features. Companies spend millions, tens of millions of dollars a month through that. Like individual companies spends $10 million a month through that platform, but also you can spend $20 a month. So the system is complex to sort of manage both of those, but it's a great way to get started because you'll sort of get an understanding of it. Then after that, there's other channels, Facebook ads, Bing ads, etc. Most people that we've talked to and dealt with historically, they get the best results through Google, but Google's ads are very expensive. They're very smart at sort of taking every dollar they can out of your business. That's the reason that you hear all those things about those great perks at the Google offices, is because they're taking all the money out of everybody's business through the advertising. But it is effective. So if you haven't done ads before, that's probably a good place to start with Google, and then you can look around for other venues that are cheaper. Often there's places where you can buy niche ads for certain segments, depending on what type of business yours is. There's a group of sites or some media network. There's for instance, I know there's a couple ad networks that run around recipes, and they just sort of service that industry. There's another one that runs around software developers, and you can buy ads there. So there's a lot of different places out there. As you get in, you'll get more comfortable. Okay, we had
just one thing to add before the questions is that the Google ads could be a little intimidating at first, but they have been making the UI much more flexible for people who are just getting in the tool. So they have two modes. They have one like expert mode where you can dive deep, and if you're a professional working there, and they have another interface that is super simple. You just like click through, put in your information, and start rolling your ads. So they have like these both interfaces that are not so intimidating.
Yeah, and what I need to tell you is set that daily limit pretty low when you're getting started, because you may not see results. And every business has what they call a sales cycle. How long it takes from when the first contact happens to something closes, and so you may spend some of these ads and nobody realized any results for a while. So you could lose a lot of money real quick if before you sort of test. And so that advice of starting with a small budget was probably pretty good there.
Just
great.
one other thing, both AdWords and probably Meta with Facebook, they offer their own training. So you can have this learning curve tackle down more quickly. And both also offer some consulting services. They have their own consultants that can call you and follow you for the campaign, see what's your results, and help you setting up the campaigns. Just be careful with them, because most of the times the results of your campaigns depends on your budget, so they will ask you to spend more money, etc. So that's one advice we have. So it's good. It's a good service, but don't trust them 100%. when it comes to budgets.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we had a question come in from Barb. Emerson, are you able to pull up the demo, a screen share of the demo and go to the Advertise with Us page that shows the packages on the front?
Yes,
On the front of the
sure.
site?
So let me just log in into my site
Sure.
manager area.
And so the question was, can you give an example of how you add a service provided such as SEM as part of the premium package? So no, I'm talking about just go to the front of the site and go to the Advertise page, not in the design editor. Yeah, visit site, that's it. So basically, when you want to add a service, whatever it is, if you can go to the Advertise with Us page, which I think you can link, it's linked off the footer somewhere there. Typically, oh, there it is, great. So basically what we're saying is when you want to add a service, if you scroll down to that gold listing, what you can do is change the description in that gold listing, raise the price up, and then put in a thing there that says, you know, $300 in Google Ads included or something. We set up, you know, we do an ad campaign for you, specific for you or something like that, or we provide SEM service or whatever else you're adding to this package. It doesn't have to just be the listing. So they check out, they get a listing plus whatever else. And then basically to edit that, you just hit edit this page. If you're able to edit that, and then just show them how to edit the widgets on that page. And if it doesn't fit within our standard widget, you can create a custom widget that for the pricing and plans, just a custom design widget, and put your own description in it for the different items in there. So they have a couple different things you can edit the descriptions at the levels, or just put in something a little bit more free in there to what customize the features and information. So there you can put in whatever you want in those plans. So if you wanted to add some more description in there, you can do that. Yeah, so I hope that answered that.
We have a support article that shows how to better use these widgets and how to use the text here in a way that you can have the icons. So it's pretty simple article. It's on our support portal.
Yep, great. And if you have any trouble, reach out. Our support team is available on eDirectory.com. We have live chat, and you can submit a ticket as well. So great. Do we have any more questions? Question from Charlene: how could we create 2 pages of Advertise with Us, one for industry companies and one for corporate companies? Yeah, you would basically just go into the page editor there, Emerson. Instead of, you can, yeah, just in the site manager, design and page editor. So in the page editor, you can create custom pages, just any page you want anywhere. So basically you just create add new page. And then after and you put in the widgets that you want, you can put in the header, whatever text, whatever you want in there. And then after the custom content or whatever you want to put in there, you can just use the other widgets, etc. Then what you need to do after you've created this custom, oh, and you can change the page name here. Do you see where it says new page? Yeah, change that to something more friendly, like, you know, industry companies Advertise with Us. And then the other one you can call corporate companies for your instance. And then after you have the pages created, you just need to decide how you're going to link them from other places on the website. So other places on the website, within articles, within the footer, within wherever, you can add links to those custom pages that you've created. And if you want to make a checkout on those custom pages that you created, it's just a matter of putting in links to the standard checkout process, et cetera, there that has things on it. So you can, and is there a way to duplicate the original Advertise with Us page, but just change the prices? Yeah, essentially what you can do is you can go in there and sort of like view source and just highlight the source and then paste it in the custom content block. Just sort of go down below the header. Yeah, view page source. And go down below the header wherever it is, and then you'll start to see it, and then you can copy it out and paste it into custom content there. That's probably the easiest way to do it. I know it may look a little intimidating if you're not a developer. But it's really not that hard to do that. Yeah. So you just kind of highlight some of that, paste it in there. Sometimes you get some little layout issues or whatever. You may need to tweak it a little bit, but it can be done to do that. Oh, great. Do you suggest video ads? I assume that means buying ads like on YouTube to run to your site. I think those ads would probably work if depending on what the topic area is. And so if you're in some type of a niche business, there may be some really great YouTube videos on there that drive right into what your site is about, and so that may work well. You just got to be careful about all this stuff because a lot of these ads, these video ads, you just put them up on some random YouTube video. You're going to get a lot of unqualified traffic to your website, and when the traffic isn't qualified, it's actually probably worse. Well, maybe it isn't, but it's depending on what it is, depending on your industry, it's like people calling you up that don't really have any interest in whatever your site is about. It's not relevant, so it may not be helpful. So yeah, I think you can try it. It's just you have to writing the ad and the content and all that needs to be done a little bit differently too, and so it may be a little bit more work. I probably start with the text ads, text word ads in Google, and then that if you got that figured out, then maybe next move on to video. Wait, any more comments on that, Emerson or Gabriel?
And also another way to promote would be on apps. The Google Display Network allows you to put your ads on some apps as well, not just websites, but these are in general not qualified source of traffic because people are scrolling around and they tap on the ad without wanting. So it's no good traffic. So unless it's related to you have a directory on an app or a game niche, etc., that would be a good idea to be present there. But otherwise, it's not a good idea to promote your ads on apps.
Yeah, and so I mean the quote in advertising, the famous quote is the advertising executive says, I know I'm wasting half my advertising budget. I just don't know which half. And so that's the problem there. And I think potentially that's even worse sort of in video ads. The regular text ads, they're pretty effective, but the problem with them is they're pretty expensive as well. So I'd say start there, figure things out, and then move to video after you're fairly comfortable there. Okay. Question about the deal section. Oh, Charlene. So the question is, when will the new deal section be launched? Before we had a deal section that was very rigid, sort of a Groupon style deal section. Already the new version of eDirectory that's already out, which I think you may already have actually. I believe that has it already in it. I actually asked after the last webinar about that. I just couldn't remember who was asking about that, but I think the deal section has already been updated and it's out. So check your deals interface when you create a deal, and if it isn't what you're looking for, it's pretty free form in the new one, where you don't have to do all that thing like number of deals and all that type of stuff in there. I think that's already been released actually for there. I got your email about the membership card stuff. Yes, I passed it along. All the stuff that comes in, I think you sent it to a couple people, and so I don't know if somebody else responded to you or not, but I got that. Actually, we have, what I was gonna tell you about the membership card thing is we have some stuff around QR code where you can actually put a QR code in some of the spaces there, and then you can potentially run sort of a membership system a little bit off of that. I tell you what, if you didn't get a response from my team on that email, I'll check into that and make sure you get a sort of a full response on that about QR code membership sort of options, and then check your deals section out already because I think you're able to put in sort of free form deals for that. Yeah. So, and sorry if I didn't answer. I have a really high volume of email spam clients. A lot of it is addressed to multiple people, and so sometimes I'm not able to sort of filter through everything. So it's not to be rude or anything. Just send me another email if you didn't get a response. All right. Great. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more comments from you guys, Emerson or Gabriel, at this point? No?
No, I was returning to Preston's question on videos. I usually notice it that you have a more chance to have your video shown to a qualified audience on Facebook, on Instagram and Facebook, social media. Perhaps not on YouTube, because as James mentioned, you don't know where you're going to land your video. But on Facebook and Instagram, they have much more, you have much more control of in front of the interests that people are searching for, or they are liking posts. And then your video, it has more chance to be sent to those people who have the same interest in your topic. So perhaps, yeah, you could first experiment with text ads on Google, and then later on, maybe you can try to dab with Instagram and Facebook video.
Great, great. Couple more questions came in. Is there a way to have an ID number for sponsors and visitors? An ID number for sponsors and visitors. There is an ID number in the database already for both of them. And so I'm not sure how you'd want to use that. It sounds like you may need something. I assume this is related to membership stuff. It sounds like you may need something a little bit different than sort of what we got out of the box for that. As far as an ID number, they already have an ID number. It's just sort of displaying it where you want it displayed and all that. And I think we don't necessarily do that normally. We don't put somebody's ID number up by their username or wherever. It's really about how you want to use that ID number for that. So if you want to reach out to us, see what you're trying to do, we'll figure out what we can do sort of to help with that. Another question, recent AI wave has blown me away. Is there anything on the horizon with incorporating it? It's like the Wild West again. Yes, absolutely. I've spent a lot of time looking at it. So we got some big plans actually coming, and hopefully not too long. We're actually waiting just for some of the APIs and stuff to get opened up. But there's certainly a lot of use cases in with the directories in terms of building content, doing content moderation, et cetera, making a lot of sort of just the work of building and running a directory easier. So we're working on it, and I hope to have some updates on that soon. A lot of the stuff in media, like they're all kind of demos at this point, and so it isn't just the Chat GPT just came out, and some of the API stuff has just been released. So it's probably going to be a little while before it sort of settles down to the point where we're able to integrate it. But hopefully it's months, not years, certainly, for it. So yes, we're looking at the AI stuff very, very closely, and you should see something about that hopefully soon. What are the best ways to verify businesses for quality? Just making sure they're good, legit businesses. Yeah, so, and this may be something related to that whole AI thing, at the end of the day, hopefully in the future, you may be able to do it in scale. The expensive way to do that is probably the best way to do it, which is also the expensive way to do it, is integrated as part of your sales process, where your sales reps or whatever are reaching out to these businesses, checking on them, building out listings, looking at them and just making sure that they're legit and not sort of scummy businesses. Doing that is probably the best way to do it. Otherwise, you could potentially do some type of a data scraping and then upload them to, Amazon Mechanical Turk and put in some job where somebody goes and checks them and see if they have whatever their rating is on Google, and, or use some API. There's probably some programmatic ways to do that as well. But I'd say integrate it with your sales process if you can. I can see an ID for each listing, but not for sponsors and visitors. That's a follow-up question on the sponsor visitors IDs. Yeah, we probably don't show it anywhere, but all the database table, like there's a record in the database, a row there that has a unique identifier for each sponsor account and each visitor account, an account ID. It's just not displayed anywhere. And so the question is, if you need that displayed anywhere, we just need to sort of understand why and what you want to do with that. So if you want to send me an email on that, what you're trying to do, and I'll give me 48 hours and I'll respond to you on that and make sure I follow up on the other issue too. All right.
James, when editing the visitor and then sponsor accounts, you can see the ID on the URL. It's the easiest way to get at least one by one for the ID. I'm not sure if exporting this database would pull the ID as well, but at least on editing
might have an ID in there.
The visitor, you can see the ID.
Are you able to screen share that real quick? I don't know if you're able
sure.
to do that. Okay, and we'll go on and answer future questions. While he's pulling that up. Sorry, meant to be private. Okay, right on. Let's see. Any articles on good SEO for organic traffic on the site?
I just replied this one below, Preston.
Okay.
Just read before, and I posted 3 articles that we have there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a couple articles in our resources section on there as well on SEO for organic traffic. And a lot of the SEO, I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, it's not there, you can think there's some science to it and stuff, but the reality is writing really good content is the secret there. So if you're writing out really good listings, really good listing descriptions, good photos, that kind of stuff, unique reviews are really important. And all your content's unique, you'll find your site picks up traffic. These directories do work. They do generate leads for people if you have good sort of unique content on there. My current deal section is missing the URL field. Does the new deals section include it? I don't know. The deals section URL. I'm not sure if I think it should have a URL field to it. Charlene, we'll get back to you on that. Emerson, if you can note that one, we'll follow up with Charlene on putting a ticket for that, and we'll check her site out, make sure she's got that. All right. Unique ID into the membership card. Okay, yeah, that got it. So I think there's a way to export it or something along those lines. We can follow up and see how to get that done for you. Okay, great. Emerson's showing you here how to. That's the visitor URL right there, and you can see the ID number in there for each visitor that comes in the visitor accounts. And where did you find that? In Site Manager on the left there?
We have user accounts,
sponsor accounts, and then when you see the individual account, when you hit sign into this account, it might be. Is it in the URL? Are they able to
not even the sign in. Just click over and edit the accounts.
Okay.
Then you can see
it and then edit it, and you'll be able to see it. If you just need to see one or two, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Well, if there are any more questions, last call. Otherwise, thanks everybody for your time today. We will have another webinar in 2 weeks. Do you know what the next session is, Emerson?
Yes, in 2 weeks, the marketing conversion goes for online directories, and the other session is about the eDirectory plugins.
Okay.
We'll do an overview of the most important eDirectory plugins for your website.
Okay, great. Okay, well, thanks everybody for joining us, and have a great day. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.